Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This article that I have in front of me is about an American teacher who teaches in Russia and who got arrested for doing something illegal that he was supposed to know that that's illegal. And let me read you the article and then we can comment on this, because we're more than one here. So, this article comes from CBS News from June 17, 2022, and this is the title. Russia sentences U.S. teacher to 14 years for quote-unquote large-scale pot smuggling. So, marijuana smuggling, uh, you know, weed smuggling. You would say, what the large scale? How much would that be? And 14 years for that. So, a Moscow court has sentenced a U.S. teacher to 14 years in prison for large-scale cannabis smuggling, the latest American to be caught up in Russia's legal system. If you break the law, what do you expect? A pass because you are special? Yeah, basically. Slap on your hand. Some countries respect their laws, like here too, right? Especially if you're nobody. If you're somebody, then the laws could be, that. Russia and the United States regularly clash over the detention of each other's citizens and sometimes exchange them in scenes reminiscent of the Cold War. What is the problem here? What's the misunderstanding? Uh, it says here that the American citizen Fogel has been found guilty. The Kimki court, that's a, the Kimki court said in a statement late Thursday, it said Fogel committed, and I'm quoting, large-scale drugs smuggling, end quote, by crossing the Russian border, as well as large-scale illegal storage of drugs without a commercial purpose. So Russia's authorities said in January that Fogel has been arrested by customs officers after arriving from New York with his wife at uh, Sheremetyevo Airport in Moscow. Sheremetyevo Airport in Moscow. During customs checks, the marijuana and hash oil were found in his luggage, officials said, adding that the drugs were hidden in contact lens cases and a cigarette cartridges. So that is anticipated. He knew he was not supposed to have it like that. So he knew it was illegal to bring in the country that product. For whatever reason, if you knew it was legal, you would have it in a regular box, not hidden or stashed something. Okay, maybe it was not stashed, that was the place where he could place those things. Okay, all right, that was his choice. The incident took place in August 2021. Fogel, who worked as a teacher in an Anglo-American school in Moscow. Let me tell you about the Anglo-American schools in Romania. I have a friend, a very good friend of mine, who graduated Romanian American University in Bucharest. Check it out. And that is a university. So she's got a college degree from these universities that are sponsored and are helped by the United States and blah, blah, blah. Like Romanians are idiots and they can't have colleges, which there are many over there, just so you know. But that's a reason where you can view certain things and you can bring certain teachers and you can channel certain interests over there for a good functioning of the society. If you know what I mean. If you don't, I can't give you more than that. Um, Agents undercover. There you have it. Thank you very much. Some of them, and a way to get the Romanians to work for them. It's called what? How is that called? Um, you don't believe me? Well, I'm sorry. What can I say? So it says here that the Anglo-American School of Moscow, instead, the marijuana was for medical purposes, and that it was prescribed in the United States as a spinal operation, after a spinal operation. If it was legal, the person who should know the law because he goes in a different country, who should know if that's legal, right? He should not hide it like that, and should bring papers proving that is for medical purposes, right? That would be a normal person knowing. It's like you go somewhere, you find out what's the schedule, how much is the admission fee, all these things, who's allowed to go in that building, who's not allowed. It's your duty not to break the law, not someone to come and tell you, hey, I don't break the law. You broke the law, boom. It's your duty to know what you're required to do when you get your car on the street, to see the signs, to read about it. It's on the right side. You drive on the right side of the road, on the left side. It's your duty. It's not someone else to teach you that. And besides, I'm going to go into teaching you, briefing you before you go in a foreign country as an employee. I will tell you because I'm familiar with that. All right, I'm very familiar with that. So Russia has not made the use of cannabis legal for medical purposes. So that's their law. You go in their country, you respect their law. Correct? Correct. Russian officials said Fogel was employed in the U.S. embassy. If you're employed in an embassy in Moscow and benefited from diplomatic immunity until May 21, that's not a regular person, just so you know. That's just my gut feeling, that he was not a regular worker in a university teaching, hey, my name is John. Yes, yes. No, I don't think he did that. But never, he did that, but that was his cover activities. That was not covered. That was the one that you see. Anyway, revealed. So let's go further here. So when you go, let me tell you, when you go to work in another country, when you go to another country, you sometimes, and you're employed by another institution, you are provided, not all of them, not all of us, maybe he was not, but he's a teacher, he's not a dog catcher. You're provided by your embassy with some things that, this country has this, be careful, this is the cultural, this is traditional, don't insult this, don't say this. That's what happened. I received something like that. I know how those things work. And you're taught how to do and what not to do. And believe me, they probably told this guy, hey, if you're using these kinds, make sure you got the paperwork with you. And you should. I mean, you're not a dog catcher, you're a teacher, aren't you? Employed by the U.S. Embassy in Moscow. Is he, you know what I mean, below 86? Is he? But I'm going to go into that too, the American system. He's an educator. He's a college educated person. We all make mistakes, but I don't think he is in that position to make a mistake like that. He just used it and thought, I'm going to bypass this and all that, and busted. And now everybody's crying, oh, they're going to apply their law on this guy breaking the law. What do you expect? Give him a pass? Why? Would you give me a pass here if I do something illegal or someone else? No, you get charged and convicted. So we find here that he insists that it was medical marijuana and claims that a doctor prescribed it to him in the United States, which is allegedly confirmed by an entry in the medical record. Good, then he should be okay. It should be okay. If he has that paper, he should be okay. But I don't know if you can come with that kind of things. I don't know if you have to notify anybody. But if you have that paper, you should be okay. If those guys charged you and convicted you and all that for you having all that and not hidden, then okay, no, he should be all right. But this was so the word is here. He insists that it was medical marijuana. So he said it was medical marijuana and claims, again, is talking, that a doctor prescribed to him. So that is just what he talks, which is allegedly confirmed. Allegedly means someone might have said something is not proven, is not evidence. Alleged, that means needs to be proven in the future. So this is, anything that was said here means zero legally, just so you know. If it's alleged and he said that the doctor did that, believe me, my word, pinky promise, zero in a court of law. You know that here in the United States as well. So the medical doctor has to submit a fax, say, yes, we prescribe that. And he would be, the American, able to provide the name of the doctor, and the doctor will release the information at his request. It's doneable, it's acceptable, and that's how it should be done. He didn't provide it, I'm pretty sure, because that's the way it works. Or the Russians ignore that. We don't have any evidence. We have only allegedly confirmed. What do you think? This should have been known already after he was sentenced? Yes, he probably tried everything. And do you think the United States Embassy was not involved in this? It wouldn't be over there allegedly confirmed. It would be confirmed, but it's allegedly. That means zero, unproven, evidence not accepted by the court. And this was said by Alexander Kuduzny, a member of a Moscow Human Rights Committee who was among the group of lawyers that visited Fogel in December. So you see, this weasel says allegedly, and we hear from him. No. Is yes or no? Prescribed yes. Where's the document? It's not alleged here. It is yes or no. What the? He claimed that he was unaware of Russia's ban on medical marijuana. Do you think so? He was unaware? And if you're unaware, whose fault is it? If I break the law on a freeway and I drive 150 miles per hour and the cops stop me and I'm going to say, I wasn't aware it was 65 here. Do you think they're going to say, oh, my bad, sorry, let's go, move. Sorry, have a nice evening. No, they're going to arrest you on the spot, get your license, and bye-bye. They will test you for all kind of things, if you know what I mean. He claims zero. I can claim whatever. I didn't know. Hurting things or breaking the law by not knowing, it's still considered an act of breaking the law. I didn't know that pedophilia was banned. Just really? I won't do it again. Really? Is that how it works? Fogel told the lawyers in December that he brought around 17 grams or just over half an ounce of marijuana with him in Russia. The Interior Ministry has not specified the amount that Fogel is accused of carrying, but Russia law defines large amount of marijuana to be 100 grams, which is about 3.5 ounces or more. Anything between 6 and 100 grams is classified as a significant amount, the possession of which generally carries a much shorter jail sentence, and in some cases the punishment is reduced to a fine. The U.S. Embassy did not elaborate on Fogel's case or on his diplomatic status. You know why? Because he was with that which he might have held as a member of a staff of the school, which was previously run by the embassy, the school. Yes, it's a straight line, I'm telling you. Several Americans are currently detained in the Russian prison and vice versa. Yeah. All right. Well, what can I tell you? Don't bring that thing. It's your duty to know, and he knew. I guarantee you 99.9% that the guy knew. Because if you hide it, that means it's premeditated. Okay, you say you didn't hide it. Well, you should have known it. You're a worker. You were working through the U.S. Embassy for U.S. entity. Do you think you were not told that? He was briefed. He was, they say here, orientation. You go through orientation and you do, oh, you don't have time. There's too many people. I guarantee you he knew, especially about marijuana. It's like the same thing. Look at this. I'm going to tell you something. I think the United States now changed on the passports. Then you can identify yourself not as a male or as a female. You can identify as something else or something like that. Now that is recognized by the United States. But if you show up with that passport, let's say in Serbia, or let's say in Romania, or let's say in maybe Romania, well, in Romania too, in countries, they will look. What's your sex? What's your not gender? What's your sex? It's gonna say undefined or something, or some other time, some other kind. Do you think that's gonna say, okay, we respect that? What the? Are you? Who are you? Let me see. Obviously you are. That's how they're gonna make fun of you, and they're gonna put you down for that, and that's gonna be regular behavior because of these guys who think that that is acceptable everywhere in the world, and everybody should accept that. This is the notion. Yeah, if marijuana is legal here in certain states and so on, should be everywhere else. And if they didn't recognize that and didn't make it legal, it's because they are just backward tribes somewhere in the Neanderthal area, caveman. That's how they say. Because I've put it nicely, their policies and values should be accepted everywhere because we are the best, they are the worst. So they should follow us. No, they can't. They can't do their own thing. They have to. They have to. The same with here. What do you mean? You should recognize marijuana. You should, because that's the right thing. It happens in my country, and my country is the best. That's the logic in these cuckoo heads. And the rest look at you and say, can you call the nurse? Get him to the freaking mental hospital. That's how they think, and that's how they want to talk to him. So the same. He didn't know. Teacher, college graduated, working through the U.S. Embassy through a U.S. school in Moscow. Don't you think you would know? If not, that means that's the level. I think he's lying. That's my take on that. I mean, nevertheless, don't go to Russia with marijuana. Okay, unless you have a prescription and you have the doctor and it could be contacted and so on. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.